And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Voiceless Podcast. We are live on Google Plus and on YouTube. I am John Fisher, alongside my guest host, permanent guest host, which is redundant, Brad Shepard. Brad, hi.
I think I've been downgraded.
Well, no, you know what? After your gracious tweet about me earlier, calling me a professional, which is a total lie, I had to say something just to, bring you the proper compliments that you gave me. So you're welcome.
Yeah, and here's another. You're almost young enough to take a Young Bucks double super kick.
You know what? I am 22 years old, so maybe, just maybe. But you know what? No, we have an hour until NXT starts at 8 o'clock. I know we always love to end right before NXT begins, so you guys can get off of us and go watch the WWE Network only for $9.99. Like Netflix, but a better value. So let's just get right into it. You're our Raw guy, so let's briefly go through the very not brief episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought Raw was a good show overall. I think they did a decent job of focusing on the build to SummerSlam. It started off with a promo with Triple H and Stephanie running down the card, which we now know has 10 matches on it.
Which, you know what? That was a terrible opening segment, and you know me, I'm the optimist of the both of us. I like to be positive, but that was just so wow. I mean, it's almost as if the stockholders got into a room in New York City and said, you guys need to promote the hell out of this, and they do, just on top of everything they say on the show. But do they really have to go in and just tell us what matches are happening? We already know what they are. I'm sorry, that's like a little soapbox. I
kind of liked it. I mean, it felt a little old school to have someone come out there and they use the Titantron for the images and that kind of thing. I liked it.
Get Mean Gene Okerlund to do it, okay? And in his spare time in his own podcast. Anyway, I'm sorry. That was just I didn't like it. An opening segment is supposed to be fun and exciting. It was boring and redundant.
Well, every opening segment to Raw is boring and redundant and 20 minutes long, so what's new?
No, so you're telling me Seth Rollins using his mouth to dub over Cena's broken face was not great TV? That was great TV.
I don't know if it was great. It was funny, yeah. I thought it was funny, but...
All right, anyway,
that's a stretch.
There was literally no end game to the first segment, so we can already move on. I mean, that was it. They literally previewed the entire SummerSlam show. That was it.
Yep. Then we had Randy Orton and Cesaro versus Sheamus and Kevin Owens. Orton hit the RKO and Sheamus and pinned him for the win. Everyone but Sheamus seemed to be over with the audience. And then, of course, you probably knew I was going to bring this up, but Kevin Owens' TV losing streak continues.
To what now?
To one fucking win since he joined the main roster. One and whatever.
He's had wins on SmackDown, hasn't he? I think so.
Did he recently win on SmackDown? I got to tell you, SmackDown sucks so bad that I don't even watch it.
I don't
that's
either.
Entirely possible.
It's irresponsible of me. I don't watch SmackDown at all.
Yeah. Well, they don't give you a reason to. They used to. Remember the SmackDown 5? We all do. Yeah.
But
I do.
I don't know.
So yeah, blah blah. Owens is continuing to lose, and then he'll go on to the NXT show, take over in Barclays Center, and probably lose again. So there you go.
Well, you know what? There was an article that came out on Wrestling News Hub, our Facebook page, that was insinuating that he might win, which wouldn't make any sense. I don't look at NXT spoilers ever because that's the only show that I try not to get spoiled from. So apparently there's an angle that takes place at the NXT tapings that already happened that maybe he might actually win on Sunday.
Yeah, he was carrying the NXT championship was the story, but I don't believe he's winning. I don't know what the deal was there, if he stole the title or if it was just to troll the fans or whatever the deal was. But yeah, I definitely don't believe he's winning. So moving on, there was a pretty standard Undertaker promo, blah, 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 hyping what'll do next to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Then we had the same backstage segment with Seth Rollins, Triple H, and Stephanie that we've seen 100 times at least. Only this time, Triple H promises Seth that if he wins at SummerSlam, they will erect a statue of him at WWE headquarters, just like all the other all-time greats.
I don't know. That segment seemed very pointless to me. Honestly, I would have
correct.
I would have rather seen something like, I don't know, Rollins talking to I don't know, NXT rookies in the back that no one's ever seen, or the independent guys that they bring in just like to job to somebody like a Ryback earlier on, and have him like giving them a speech about how great he is. I think that segment would have been great, because then he could say, they're going to give me a statue. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm going to be better than Ric Flair, who was brought up later in the program. That would have been cool. Like, have him brag to younger wrestlers. So you wish you were as great as me. Well, that's never going to happen, because, I'm the I don't know. You know what I'm trying to get at. Not like build me a statue, Stephanie. I'm amazing. I don't know.
Yeah, so, or here's an idea. Maybe they could have just taken another wrestler who's not used very often and given him some TV time. Imagine that.
Well, hey, I've been, what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to commandeer their creative process and give us back Leo Kruger, but that's not going to happen. So, I would love to see, Leo, even give Zack Ryder some time. I don't like him as a wrestler. He works very hard, but I wouldn't want to see him, wrestle all the time. I didn't get into that True Long Island story like everyone else. I didn't drink the Kool-Aid, if you would. But, Sheamus needs to stay off television. So does Ryback, and I'm turning into a mark as we speak. And I really try not to. But it's just, you're right. Give younger wrestlers TV time. Neville, give him... Did he wrestle? He didn't wrestle. It was just a backstage promo with Stardust and Wade Barrett, which you'll talk about later.
Yeah, unfortunately I will. Yeah.
Oh, that was great. Well, that was an awesome promo, but sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so Roman Reigns versus Luke Harper. Harper has Bray Wyatt with him. Dean Ambrose was on commentary. Thought Ambrose was great on commentary here, and they continue to put over. Yeah, definitely. They continue to put over the relationship between Ambrose and Reigns being very close friends. In the end, Reigns countered the discus clothesline with the Superman punch, a spear for the pin, and the win. But they're definitely pushing towards a heel turn for Ambrose here.
Well, I hope so. I mean, how great would that be? I know there was a report earlier about Roman Reigns getting a huge main event push, and
Well, yeah, they're doing it at the expense of Dean Ambrose.
Well, what if that's exactly it? Both of them go to the main event, they feud with each other. That's a main event quality feud right there. Easily.
I guess.
On. I know you don't like anything, but Dean Ambrose is top 3 on the mic in the company.
Ambrose is fantastic.
And Roman Reigns, give him hate all you want. He's improving and he's getting better, and he's getting better in the times he's not sulking about being bullied because he's booed at wrestling shows. I'll give you that. All I know is Reigns is improving. He's taking those acting classes that he took when he was taking that not sabbatical, but he was hurt several months earlier. And he's trying. He really is. And I think pairing him with Ambrose was the best thing that they could have ever done with him after that huge debacle at WrestleMania and leading up to it.
Yeah. Well, the best thing they could have done was pick someone else to be the Golden Boy, but Vince has got a hard on for him, so that's not going to happen.
But you're talking Rollins or Reigns at this point, because Reigns ain't the Golden Boy anymore.
Yeah, I am talking Reigns
right now.
No. They want you to believe that because Rollins is popular and he's a good worker, but this is all a plan to get Roman Reigns over and make him the star. It's not happening as quick as they wanted to, but the events are playing out for Reigns to be the guy.
But he's not. He didn't win at Mania. Rollins won. And
yeah, that decision was made the day before WrestleMania.
I know. Reigns was told the outcome of the match the night before. But you're missing my point. Rollins is the champion, and he has been since WrestleMania.
He's been booked as a chicken shit heel.
But they need more of those. They do. Ugh. That's what makes people mad, like you. And if it's working, if it's making you mad, it's working. So
yeah, it's not making me mad. It's just poor booking. You need some of them, but you don't need to always book a champion, especially as a chicken shit heel.
The last great one was
Not all bad guys are pussies. That's the bottom line.
No, you're right. But I was gonna say, and we can move on to the next segment after this. Randy Orton was the best chicken shit heel they've had in a long time. Back in like 07, 08, 09, those 3 years.
Yeah, those 3 years he was good. Yeah. Yeah, I think I found the cure for insomnia. It's a Randy Orton and Sheamus match.
Well, you're going to get that at SummerSlam, so take a nap.
I am. I'm going to take a nap or a bathroom break. All right, so moving on, we had a match with Becky Lynch and Tamina Snuka. It was an okay match. It went 4 minutes, and Becky countered a move by Tamina into her disarmor submission for the win. Very short match. And really saying it was an okay match was a compliment because it had Tamina in it. So any match with her that's classified as okay is really good.
Well, Becky carried it. I mean, there's no argument.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep, I'd agree. Rusev with Summer Rae versus Mark Henry, who, of course, was wearing his American flag patch on his singlet and carrying the American flag.
Face turn. I think that's like number 68.
Yeah, he just really needs to retire. Lana was on commentary. It's the same match we've repeatedly seen between the both of them. Although Lana was dead silent on commentary, he said almost nothing.
I liked it, though. It was like the silent but deadly kind of thing, and she did have that surprise coming up after the match. Lana's playing a great character right now, and she's really making it her own. Normally, she was like the obnoxious heel, like the Vicky Guerrero kind of thing, and she was doing very well with that. Now she's very over. More over than the NXT Revolution, which is just, killing me inside.
Lana's face turn has been a flop.
Did you hear the crowd? I disagree.
They want to like her because she's a great actress.
But
they've totally botched the angle. Why
are there "We Want Lana" chants every time she steps out into that stage? Why?
Because they like Lana, but they don't like the angle.
I don't know. Ziggler got a huge pop, too.
Well, he's been out of TV. And it's like Ziggler gets a great pop, and then you put him on the mic, and then it goes dead silent, and you can hear crickets.
I think he's actually a pretty good mic worker. Pretty underrated.
Yeah, link me to those promos.
I've always liked them, and yes, he gets... So, back in Survivor Series, do you want to rekindle that a little bit? The guy was the most over man of the company for a couple of months until they ruined it.
Well, yeah, they don't want him as a top guy.
Which he could be. And do you think he could be? I think he could be.
I think he could be, yes. The top guy, the face, no. Yeah. But a top guy, yes. Yep. So after that, Lana and Lana, whatever the hell her name is.
It's Lana.
Is it Lana?
You're from Charlotte, North Carolina. There's no mispronunciation issues down there.
I live in Raleigh, so close, I guess. But I'm actually not. I'm a Yankee transplant. I'm grew up north, so I'm not from here.
Then there's even less of an excuse to be able to.
Yeah. Well, maybe Lana is her American translation. Maybe it's Lana in Russian. I
don't know. Her name is CJ, so I doubt it. But go ahead.
Yeah, don't Google that either.
It's I promote that CJ Perry. Very beautiful person, and plus her. Yeah. She's very real and down to earth too. Her, her Instagram posts are great. She seems like a very genuine person, which is always good. I'm positive. I'm positive. I like the New Day. I'm positive.
Yeah. So anyway, we had the angle continued. Ziggler had come out and made his return, like you said. Him and Lana cleaned house, and that just helped set up the match for later in the evening. It was made official for SummerSlam, Rusev and Ziggler.
Did you like the super kick from Lana? I thought it was pretty okay. I'll give her a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I would give her a Dave Meltzer 6 out of 10. Whatever that means.
What's worse, a Meltzer 6 out of 10 or a Bret Hart 4 out of 10?
I think a Meltzer anything is worse.
which is funny because one of our mutual friends, Sylvain Grenier, who, as we all know, is in La Resistance, and we both got to interview him in the past 2 weeks.
Yep.
He and Rob Conway got the worst tag team award in 2003 from the Wrestling Observers, which I didn't bring up to him, but I thought it was kind of funny. It's all from Dave Meltzer, don't you know?
Yep. Dave Gin and Juice Meltzer.
I hope that's not his drink. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So we had the Ryback versus The Miz.
The Ryback.
Commentary. Yeah, it's the Ryback, as Daniel Bryan calls him. The Big Show was in full babyface mode, mind you, as both he and Michael Cole put over the Big Show's new movie Vendetta, starring Dean Cain. As a side note, I do want to say I have high hopes that he'll become a huge hit in Hollywood and take on acting full time.
Because you want him to retire.
I do. You're actually right.
See, I have a soft spot for the Big Show. I interviewed him about the Special Olympics.
He's got a lot of soft spots too.
You're too critical. No, I interviewed him about the Special Olympics. It was a great talk, and I have respect for the guy. But as far as it being a full-time wrestler, I kind of want him off TV too.
Yeah, I was going to ask when he's participating.
Oh man, that's rough. Ouch.
Yeah.
Ow. No, really, that was rough.
We're live and uncensored, ladies and gentlemen.
I guess.
You never know what I'm going to say.
Jeez, yeah. Okay, well, let's move past that.
So the Miz makes a Big Show fat joke on his way to the ring. The Big Show made fun of Miz's attire, calling him a gender-confused Jedi, which I can't help but wonder if he caught a little heat for that.
Well, you know what? WWE is they're very paired up with the LGBT community, so probably.
Yeah. So Ryback calls the Big Show into the ring after the match. Of course, Ryback has squashed the Miz like it's been happening every week for a long time now. Big Show, the key part here is, does not enter the ring, simply walks off, and apparently, after moments earlier being a full babyface, turned heel. So that was absolutely fantastic, and he walks off. So
at the Big Show's WWE Hall of Fame induction, which is going to happen, by the way, in within the next several years, I'm sure, whoever's gonna induct him? Do you think they'll make a note to how many times he's changed face and heel?
I think it's like 38 times. I think
just this year or total.
Well, probably just this year. Hell, I mean,
like there was two in one night 2 nights ago, so maybe.
Yeah. This whole thing with Miz, Ryback, and the Big Show sucks, and I'm ready to move on from it.
Imagine how big of a star the Ryback would have been in like 1984.
Yeah.
Think about it seriously. You know, how good would he be with the man who shall not be named and Andre? And, earlier stages of Bret Hart, a lot of different Buddy Rogers, Dusty Rhodes, there's a lot of things that Ryback could have done when superheroes were still perceived as superheroes in wrestling, not John Cena's 5 Moves of Doom. He ain't Superman. I can't say ain't. He isn't Superman. And, Ryback just doesn't fit in this culture anymore. He doesn't.
Yeah, he's just
Astute observation from you after my great monologue. I appreciate it.
The always attentive Brad Shepard.
Yeah.
Contract signing Seth Rollins and John Cena. It was a very standard contract signing, aside from the fact that Seth actually left the ring before the potential of a fight instead of a fight breaking out. Stephanie called the match between them, quote, one of the biggest matches on SummerSlam, unquote, which I found very odd when you're referencing a WWE World Heavyweight Championship match on your second biggest pay-per-view of the year. To me, they're clearly putting almost all of their eggs in one basket, and this match isn't it.
I mean, what's more important, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, or John Cena and Seth Rollins, which we will see again, by the way. That's inevitable.
I can tell you which one they've made more important.
Well, it's obvious. Well, yeah, because who's the moneymaker? That's an easy question.
Well, John Cena's the moneymaker.
Brock Lesnar makes a lot more money for them than Cena does outside of the wrestling spectrum, and you know that to be a fact.
Yeah, he's a pay-per-view draw, but we'll see. I mean, the Raw show from Minneapolis was papered. There wasn't a full sellout without giving away some free tickets, so I don't know. We'll have to see.
There usually never is, and then again, Minneapolis is rumored to have WrestleMania next year. So, and why? Because Brock Lesnar is the calling card of that entire western part of the country.
Yeah, they're having it, but the WWE is playing cutesy with the audience and released a statement after it was leaked that they're considering numerous cities, and Nothing has been announced yet as who will host WrestleMania.
Yeah,
well, no
okay.
shit. We know it wasn't announced, assholes. We already know it's going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I don't know. I'm considering two cities, Bangor, Maine, and Butte, Montana. Those are my two picks. I'm in an office pool. I'm at 10 million to 1. So if I put $10 on it. So if I win, money.
How much money do you get if you win?
We'll do 10 million times 10.
Well, are you going to stop doing the podcast if you win?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, luckily I won't have to start looking because that's not happening.
Nah, probably not.
Yeah. So Cena came out, of course, wearing his new merchandise, which looks absolutely fucking horrific. And
you don't like the Miami Hurricanes colors? I kind of dig them.
It looks terrible. It looks just absolute garbage. Hated it. You recognize that he's a 15-time champion, which, ironically enough, could be telling to the end result of his match at SummerSlam.
How though? I mean, I don't get that. What culture came out with that story last week? And I thought it was kind of erroneous. Who cares if they put it on the back of his T-shirt? It doesn't mean he's going to win on Sunday.
Well, it just means that they're announcing him as a 15-time champion on his new merchandise.
But he's been mentioned like that before. It hasn't been the first time.
Right, but then after displaying his merchandise 6 days before his championship match, if they were to win and he was a 16-time champion, then they printed a lot of new merchandise for nothing. Boom.
I still don't get it. Honestly, I really don't. I don't see where that correlates. Truly, where does that fit into the spectrum of, yeah, we're gonna put how many times he's won. Okay, so great example. If Kevin Owens goes out and says, he has a T-shirt with one-time NXT champion, does that mean he's going to get a second one? I don't know.
No, he's not. He's going to lose. He's losing to Finn Balor, and he's going to remain on the main roster.
Fair enough.
Next.
I still disagree, but whatever. Fair enough.
And Cena actually uncharacteristically flubbed a few of his lines. And I felt like this segment, which was about 18 minutes, just seemed to drag on forever.
See, man, I loved it. That promo by Cena was very, very good.
Yeah, minus the flubs and whatever, it was pretty good.
You can have flubs. Even CM Punk flubbed. I'm using the word flub. Even he screwed up a few times. So what? So was Austin. So was Taker. So was Paul Heyman. So was Vince. So was H. This happens.
Yeah, I guess. We had the New Day and Los Matadores versus the Primetime Players and Lucha Dragons. This was just kind of an advancement of their feud for SummerSlam for the Tag Team Championships. Kalisto with the Hurricane Rana on one of the Los Matadores for the pin. It was just kind of a whatever match. Nothing stood out whatsoever. And yeah, that's that. Any analysis on that?
Honestly, I was watching a YouTube video and I muted it. Or I fast forwarded.
So it sounds like we had the same level of interest.
Well, I watched. I love the New Day. They're my favorite tag team right now. I watched their dance to the ring. I watch them if they're on commentary, and if it's not, then I don't watch them at all. I don't watch the tag team division really at all.
That's because La Resistance is not back.
Yeah, I know. Cheap plug, by the way.
Yeah, check out my article, pwinsider.com, or go to my Twitter page for the direct link. And I've chatted with Savan Grenier and did an article on PW Insider where I state that La Resistance should return to the WWE tag team scene.
Yeah, okay, if we're doing cheap plugs. I wrote mine for theinquisitor.com. You can see it there on my Twitter at JohnFisherIQ. And I published our chat. So I published our chat in full transcription. And, I wanted to see I wanted everyone to read he and I go back and forth. And I really do talk about how they were pretty misused after their run, because they were both like 0-7, and not secretly, it's on the record now. He really wants to come back, and he had some ideas for NXT that he shared with me, which are kind of interesting.
Yep, absolutely. We had a backstage promo with Stardust and King Barrett, where Stardust starts out by saying peekaboo, and then they proceed to have the weirdest fucking babbling promo I have ever seen, where Barrett calls himself the Cosmic King. Stardust has telekinetic powers.
I loved it. It
was totally weird. I don't know if I mean it in a good or a bad way. I don't even know what I think of it. It was just weird. And,
I loved it.
One thing I can say Hey, John, what did you think about this?
I loved it.
Okay, yeah, thanks. So Cody is definitely a guy I see as a jack of all gimmicks. He can make anything work, but I don't think the Cosmic King thing is going to do any favors for Wade Barrett.
No, honestly, it looks like a really pared down version you get at Walmart of Triple H's Terminator entrance.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought as well.
But Cody Rhodes is fantastic. I mean, I know you're like a negative Nancy to the end and back, but how can you have any negative comments about Cody Rhodes and what he's done?
He makes all of his gimmicks work. I'll say that, and I hope that they kind of wrap this up and he goes back to being Cody Rhodes after the match at SummerSlam.
After he finishes the gimmick and the plans that he wanted to put in place, because even his wife Eden, who apparently is a sweetheart, everyone just loves her. She even said on her blog that let Cody do. He's going to finish up what he sought out to do, and I don't know what that is, but we'll see. I think there's a lot of promise there. Rhodes did very, very, very well, and he's just making that gimmick his own. And he's honestly going to help Wade Barrett get even more over as a heel. If that, who knew Stardust putting somebody over as a heel alongside him, and he's doing it.
Yeah, or they could just book him to actually win matches.
Well, there's no way Arrow and Neville are losing.
Not that match. Hell no. Yeah, I think that should be obvious. Yeah. Okay, so after that promo, we had Sasha Banks versus Nikki Bella, which the crowd could not have given a shit less about. It went about 10 minutes before Nikki tapped out to the Banks statement, and I don't believe Brie knows any other chant than "Come on, Nikki"
or Brie mode or Brie.
Okay. I just want to choke myself every time I hear her say that.
Don't you have a wife
in a match? Yeah, I do.
Why would you say that? I don't know. Like I said, I'm the ultimate optimist, just like my favorite all-time wrestler Edge would say, sort of. Brie and Nikki have improved since their debut years ago. They have worked hard. That you can see that on Total Divas every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock on the E! Network. You can tell they love the business because they would have left already after not getting over when they were first here. So what's just so negative? It's just the fact that they just aren't good enough, and it's sad. But they're just not good enough. They don't have the talent to do this. There is no reason that Nikki Bella should have been champion this long. I honestly, and I don't like conspiracy theories, but I really do think it's because they want to erase AJ Lee as the most, as who's held the title for the longest in history at 296 days, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, you're exactly right. I believe they want to do that, and they're actually going to do that. I think with the Divas Championship not being up for grabs at SummerSlam, that's a pretty clear indication of their direction, and that direction is she's going to break the record and then have probably a championship match at Night of Champions in September.
Lose.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
And who takes it? My favorite's Becky Lynch. She's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
I think it's Charlotte. Probably.
And which, on like taking off my analyst hat and putting on my fan hat, Becky Lynch is the coolest MFer in the entire company. My three favorites right now, I think by far, are Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, and Becky Lynch in no particular order. Just those three just captivated me since I saw their debuts. She deserves to be in there, and I don't think she's getting taken seriously by management like she should. Banks and Charlotte, I see them being the lead of Trish. What's Becky going to be? Even though she's as good of a wrestler as both of them.
Absolutely.
She's not better. She's not better, but she's on par with both of them.
No, she definitely is. Yep, I would agree. I think Nikki Bella's reign as champion has been pretty boring, pretty terrible. It sucked, and the sooner we can move on from the Bellas in any capacity, I think we're all the better off for that. So,
all right. Well, what's left?
We have our big promo closing out Raw with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, where Michael Cole continuously referred to this match as too big for WrestleMania, which was completely stupid for a number of reasons.
Well, let's remember who originated that statement.
It's
you don't know who? Paul Heyman said it first.
Well, yeah, and he's probably getting scripted the line, but it's stupid. I mean, the feud started at WrestleMania. It may even end there, but to talk about your biggest show in a match being too big for your biggest show in that context just makes no sense at all.
Well, you know what? Okay. Well, let's just stay there and say that I thought the ending was great. It made sense, but Taker getting booed out of the building was a shock. I
don't know why that was a shock. He kicked him square in the damn nuts.
But it was only Taker's not a heel. He's just not. He's not. He's just the Undertaker.
Right, but they knew he was going to garner that reaction. They had
to. Because they were in Lesnar's hometown, or sort of hometown. South Dakota and Minnesota are close together. Yeah, and Paul Heyman's singing was obviously just amazing in every sense of the word. So that was just, it was a beautiful sight. Just, the Suplex City chants, the thank you Lesnar chants, I don't know.
Yeah, the crowd went crazy for Lesnar. Paul Heyman's promo was absolutely masterful. There's no other way to put it. He is just in a class all by himself when it comes to that.
Better than the Brain?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, never thought we would say that. So when you're telling me that you think that they're lying, and we only have about 25 minutes, do you think that WWE is lying to themselves and to the people whenever they're saying that this match is too big for SummerSlam, or for WrestleMania, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was watching Tough Enough last night, and this is a great segue. I was watching that last night, and in the middle of it was a commercial about Eva Marie. And if you were watching Tough Enough last night like I was, and I have every week since it started.
Well, then we know this. You are indeed tough enough.
I am tough enough.
You'll be able to watch it.
I saw this Eva Marie commercial, and I'll try to play it back for those of you when I edit this down and publish this tomorrow for the final version. It says, Eva Marie, and by the way, I quote, Eva Marie has always been loved by the fans, but on Total Divas, you'll find out why that's no longer the case, end quote. Okay, and we'll get into Tough Enough real quick, and then we'll do SummerSlam predictions. But speaking of the WWE lying, when has Eva Marie been loved by the fans ever? When have the fans ever cared about her, let alone boo her out of the building?
Well, that's just it's a classic case of WWE rewriting history however the fuck they please, and that's just the bottom line. Right? Nobody's ever liked her. She sucked in the ring. She's absolutely abysmal. She's unlikable. And she worked with Brian Kendrick, which, he's a great worker. She's improved. There's no denying that.
She has.
But she still sucks. And that's the bottom line, because I said so.
When has she, she's been beloved by the fans. That's not true at all. And did you hear if you saw the commercial, did you hear the fabricated Eva Marie chant, or the Eva? They've never chanted Eva in her life. And I thought that was the greatest thing. And I couldn't figure out where they dubbed the audio of crowd chants to make it sound like they said Eva. I want to know that.
Yeah, probably her family. Oh. My guess is that's her fan base.
they have her dad on the couch yelling Eva, and they put crowd noise behind it, some white noise.
Maybe Jonathan too.
Oh well, he's a lucky guy. But okay, since I segued that perfectly, Tough Enough, because that's where the commercial debuted. That was the first time it debuted, was last night. So I'm led to believe. Tanner got sent home in an asinine people vote, because you knew that was going to happen, even though he's
I told you so. I told you Tanner was going home.
I agreed with you, but it's still ridiculous. ZZ sucks, and this is my critical hat. ZZ's terrible. The only thing he can do is connect with the fans. Even people that have done that before, even El Torito, who's pandered to the fans without saying a word, has been able to wrestle and show off that he can do a very, very impressive Hurricane Rana on much larger opponents, which defies logic and physics.
But I'm from the swamp, and I like to make people smile.
Yeah, well, that's an okay one. I don't know. Tanner and Josh, I think they will be employed by this company in the next few years. If Josh loses, which might happen. If Josh loses,
he's not losing.
I don't think so either. Just after last night's broadcast, but if Josh and Tanner lose, hypothetically, they'll both be in the company by the year 2018, for sure.
Yeah, like I said last week, Josh is winning this whole thing.
He might be. The whole thing. And would you be mad at that? I mean, his promos are pretty awful. I mean, I know he's just he's not even a rookie.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. The word is that he's doing good in-ring work, which we don't really see because this isn't a wrestling show. And so based on that and his size and the things that WWE likes, I think he's a good fit for what they're looking for, and I don't have a problem with him winning. I do have a problem if ZZ wins, and I do have a big problem if Sarah Lee wins, a.k.a. the Ring Rat.
Yeah, so I haven't heard anything about this. Talk about this for a little bit.
So on Tough Talk, Amanda made a comment about Sarah Lee being a ring rat, and then eventually a picture was released with her on Mojo Rawley's back. They appeared to be on the street or somewhere, a sidewalk, whatever, walking in a downtown area type of setting. And Mojo, of course, was wearing a shirt that said "Whiskey Dick" on it.
Nice.
It was a really cool thing. There was another guy in the picture too. I don't know if it was Zack Ryder or if it was someone totally unrelated. But
for those who don't know what a ring rat is, what is it?
A ring rat is kind of like a groupie. Like rock and roll has the groupies and wrestling has ring rats. So essentially, they are people who like to hook up with wrestlers.
So Melina, no, that's a joke. No, it's not.
It's not a joke. I'd love to know how much of the locker room she went through when she was there.
Oh, well, Batista and Johnny Mundo. Ooh, Johnny Mundo. Lucha Underground. Always watch Lucha Underground. Great show.
She was going under. I don't know about underground.
I know. Well, maybe. Who knows? With Batista. But no, I mean, think of Sarah Lee, at least. I don't think Amanda even cares. That's a pretty judgmental comment, but does she care? I want someone to win that cares. ZZ doesn't care. He's a lazy piece of ass. But
ZZ's just going to move on to the next reality show, I think.
And that's what The Miz said several weeks ago. He's like, you're a reality. This isn't your first reality show. He's like, yeah, I was on Wife Swap. My mom and another family's mom switched. And, the whole wife swap thing. And it's fun. It's cool. And so Miz is like, what are you going to move on to another one if you lose? You're just a reality star that wants to be on reality television. He really didn't have an answer for that. He got called out last night very hard, and I was sitting there watching Tough Talk, and I'm eating my popcorn, enjoying the hell out of it. I thought it was extremely, it was deliberating. I thought it was great.
It was absolutely intentional. Vince McMahon is showing up to the live tapings of Tough Enough, and
hell yeah, he is.
And I definitely think they're trying to position themselves so that ZZ does not win. And I think we've kind of discussed that before, but I think the hard time they gave him was absolutely intentional to sway votes.
But it was too late. And Daniel Bryan not saving Tanner, I was furious. I really was. Well, A, because of my ego, because I picked Sarah Lee and Tanner to win on day one. So that would have been nice to be right.
Well, you can't always be me.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be Josh and Amanda. Amanda, I don't see a future with her at all unless she's a valet, which is sad because she's, I guess, put in some work. I haven't really seen it, but Josh, mid-card guy, maybe in a few years. Give him some acting classes, give him more ring work. I don't know. He's dropped, what did he say, 40, 70 pounds? Hey, Kevin Dunn would probably love him. He's not fat. He's what Vince McMahon has a wet dream over. I don't know. He may be the next big thing. I doubt it. Honestly, I see Tanner having a bigger future than him, and he didn't even win.
Yeah, it's because Tanner has the charisma of a doorknob.
We've been through this before, so have a lot of other people, and look how they're doing.
Yeah, but they've made it.
Honestly, did Batista have a lot of charisma?
Well, Batista had a much better look, and he did have a natural charisma, I think.
What about Daniel Bryan?
Daniel Bryan got over essentially with his ring work and with a yes chant.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I just see Tanner going really far in this industry, whether he's an independent star or just another guy.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I hope he does. I hope he gets all the success that he deserves. And I didn't dislike him at all. I think he's much more deserving to be in the finals than ZZ, in fact. But so are Patrick Clark and Mata.
I was just going to say that. Patrick Clark, is headlining Maryland Championship Wrestling shows, which is amazing. And Mata is now training with a former wrestler, and I'm losing the name off the top of my head. He's at a wrestling school now, he's with the Brian Kendrick. That's right. Mata's now training with Kendrick, which is perfect.
Yep, he absolutely is. And I had the opportunity to interview one of Patrick Clark's best friends, Leo Rush, who he tag teams with in Maryland Championship Wrestling, and just a lot of good stuff about Patrick Clark out there. He seems to be really likable guy in real life, and he's got a great story. And so, I think all these guys like Patrick Clark and Mata, and they're going to find success, if not in WWE somewhere. So
yeah, TNA, because that's going to last.
Well, yeah, that'll last for about a month and a half.
So, okay, I have to ask you. We have about 10 minutes that we can go through our SummerSlam predictions. Give me a sell-by date for Impact Wrestling.
I guess whenever Bob Ryder decides to close the purse strings. Here's the thing: it's looking like they're gonna get out of the deal with Destination America. I think Destination America they made that decision already, and so when Impact did their mass tapings, I think it was like 9 days worth of tapings, double tapings every day or something to that effect.
Yeah,
they did it all the way up until September, when potentially that could be their last time on TV. Now, they have scheduled just recently some live events through the year, which probably wasn't the best idea. They don't have another TV deal, and so I think it's very, very uncertain there. And so, end of year really could be a critical point for them, but then again, so could September.
So you can see a world without Impact Wrestling at all? You think it will fold?
Well, I can see a world without it every week. If I didn't have to cover it, I wouldn't watch it. EC3 is great, and there's some great talent there, but it is such a severely mismanaged company. You've got a guy like Bob Ryder, who's an executive there, and his response, he's telling TNA fans when they say, "Well, what's your response to people?" and they say there's no TV after September, no TV dates. And his response was, "quote unquote, bite me."
Yeah. Pretty immature, I must say.
Yeah. Well, he blocked me on Twitter. He's not too happy with me anyway. But
Michael Cole blocked me on Twitter for no reason I think it was 3 years ago. So, yeah, I know.
There goes your job with WWE.
I know. How about that?
Yeah. Well, Michael Cole's a dickhead anyway.
Well, if I ever meet Michael Coltart, which is his real name, first thing I'm going to say to him is, well, it was a pleasure to meet you, because it would be a pleasure. The guy is working for the coolest company in the world. As I hope you're doing very well. You're very well respected. Why did you block me on Twitter? I think it'll be a great, anecdote.
Coolest company in the world? I don't know. Maybe. Lucha Underground's really cool.
It is really cool.
The WWE's the giant machine. There's no doubt about that.
And right now I'm watching Beyond the Ring with the Randy Orton story before NXT, and I miss him with almost bald and sadistic, and his old theme music, which was my favorite.
Did he tell the story about the time that he put his penis on John Cena's shoulder?
No, he has not.
Yeah, he's a really twisted guy.
Yeah, but he's good. Can't argue that.
But yeah, he's good at putting me to sleep in the ring. That's true.
Okay, that's enough. So real quick, it'll be sort of like a rapid fire. I hope you have the SummerSlam card up, because if not, I do.
I do, of course. I am always ready for action. Dolph Ziggler versus you definitely don't have to comment.
Nope.
Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev.
Give me Liberty or give me Rusev. Give me Rusev. I see Rusev winning. Then I should go on the record with these. I'll write these down, so I can be wrong if I have to. Yeah, Rusev, and then for the mixed tag, and then of champions, we'll have the face win. So Ziggler and Lana will win that.
Yeah, the good news is it wouldn't be the first time, so no worries there.
Something went just over my head just now.
Yeah, I think so, but it's okay.
Good. I'd rather it be that way. Okay, I have Rusev.
So yeah, Rusev as well. I think he's going to win. The pairing with Lana and Dolph is not working. They have no chemistry. I'm not sure it's going to last. She may even turn heel on Dolph. Who knows? But it's not lasting. Rusev is winning this match. Next is Team Bella versus Team Bad versus PCB in a 3-team elimination match.
Here's what I think is going to happen. It'll be Charlotte, Sasha, and Nikki in the end. And here's what I'm struggling with this because Nikki hasn't like won a match in a while. You know what? Give me Charlotte.
Yeah, I think PCB is going to win, and I think this, more specifically, I think this could set up the Charlotte and Nikki Bella championship feud at Night of Champions. So PCB for me as well. Cesaro versus Kevin Owens.
Cesaro. Man, I don't like how Kevin Owens keeps losing.
I know.
Damn it. Problem. Yes, Cesaro. I mean, you need to give the guy a win.
Yeah, that would be my reason for picking Kevin Owens as well.
But how do you have Owens? Do you have Owens win and then do like a triple threat or something at Night of Champions? I don't know, a rematch at Night of Champions, and then give Owens. I'm going to stick with Cesaro. Period.
Yeah, it's quite possible they do that. They love the even Steven booking, but yeah, I'm going to pick Kevin Owens. I think especially with him losing, I think to Finn Balor and all the TV losses, that he needs a win. I think the feud may continue, but I'm going to pick Kevin Owens to pick up the win here.
Okay.
Stephen Amell from the show Arrow, which I do not watch at all, and Neville.
It is a good show. Do you like? I'm going to interrupt you again. Do you like comic books? Do you like superheroes? Anything like that? Or are you old and boring?
Well, I mean, I look in the mirror and I see that, so I don't need to read anything about it.
Okay. Aside from a sarcastic comment, do you enjoy like superheroes, comic books, anything of that sort?
It's all right. I mean, I think the show would probably kind of be boring to me.
I see. I hate to go off base again. There's a lot of human interest and a lot of, it's not just about a superhero. Honestly, it's a pretty good show. The ratings are there, and they're already picked up for a third or fourth season, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even longer than that. So it is successful. Either way, I'm sorry. I interrupt you every single damn podcast. Neville and Amell, without a doubt, I'd put my house on it.
Yeah,
which I don't have.
That's why I called you the interruptive fucking John Fisher.
I can't help it. I was a TV anchor for over 3.5 years. It's just what I do.
God, I bet those ratings tanked.
No! For college, we got like 10... For a college TV station in a Division 1A school, we got like almost 20 viewers a show.
I'm joking. I had to bust your balls. I just put you over on Twitter before the show. Come on.
I know you did, and I appreciate it. But yeah, Neville and Amell, it's not even going to be close.
Yeah, I agree. There's zero chance Stardust and King Barrett win. I mean, Stephen Amell's already said it's a one-shot deal, so, there's just no chance.
Can I interrupt you again?
Well, yeah, sure.
Well, no, this is on a serious note. So Stephen Amell on his website had a T-shirt created. It's $28, and every single dollar of those T-shirts sold will go to charity, and they're for the SummerSlam event. So I'm just gonna plug that real quick. It's pretty cool.
Yep, it was a cool shirt. I saw it on Twitter myself. So
any sarcastic comment about that given to charity is no sarcasm.
Yeah, well, it depends on how much of that money is actually going to the charity.
It's all going to charity.
No, I think it's a good thing. I won't be buying it, but I would encourage anyone who wants to, too. Tag Team Championships. Los Matadores versus Lucha Dragons versus The New Day versus Primetime Players.
Give me New Day. I love them, and they're amazing. And as long as Big E dances down that long ramp, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's one of the best things of Raw. And,
isn't it?
It absolutely is. It is awesome. It is freaking awesome. He's doing his dance, and Kofi Kingston is clapping his hands and skipping. It's just fantastic. They're fantastic, and I'm picking them to win as well. The New Day will once again be tag team champions. We have Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper versus Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose.
Easy. It is Mr. Wyatt and Mr. Harper, because Dean Ambrose is turning heel, bitches.
Yep, I think you're absolutely right. Imagine that. We totally agree.
We actually agreed on 1, 2, 3, the fourth or the fifth out of these 6, so it's actually not that uncommon.
Okay. So we had the Intercontinental Championship, The Big Show versus The Miz versus Ryback. If I ever needed a second break to use a bathroom or do my hair or whatever I need to do, this would be it. I don't really care about this at all. It's dragged on way too long. But I'm going to pick The Miz. Ryback could retain, but I'm going to pick The Miz simply because in WWE logic, he's continued to look very weak leading up to the show, and so that means he has a very good shot of winning.
I simply don't care. Moving on. It'll be Ryback. They're going to give him one defense. He hasn't defended it once yet. Ryback.
No, I don't care about Big Show matches either, usually. But
Ryback.
I'm glad we agree.
Enough of this. Let's keep going.
Randy Orton versus Sheamus.
Give old Shamo a victory because he might cash in later on in the night.
Yep. I think if Sheamus cashes in, he'll lose. And
yes.
if he doesn't cash in, he'll win. All right. So we've got the secondary main event, the World Heavyweight Championship and U.S. Championship title for title, Seth Rollins and John Cena.
It will be a no contest. They will both keep their championships.
Yeah, I don't think Rollins is getting a statue. I don't know. Maybe a Rollins win and Sheamus cash in, or a Cena win.
Nope. I'm telling you, they're going to both leave with their own titles.
That's very likely. Yep, very likely. And the main event.